Hello everyone, I hope that you are doing well. Today I want to talk to you about an important topic, and it's about emotion. We are living in a modern emotion revolution time. It means that we know now more than ever that emotions have a tremendous role in our lives, in our relationships with other people, and also relation with ourselves. So I have chosen to concentrate a bit on this topic because I see that this is generally a difficult theme for almost all of my clients. Sometimes they don't even know consciously that emotions are or have been a challenge for them throughout their lives. So I usually see that some of my clients use words or explanations when referring to their emotions, which are actually at some point inappropriate or just not accurate. Of course, these words or expressions make sense for them since these are their unique ways of expressing themselves and their inner world. But to me, it is an implication that there might be something important about feelings that this person has missed out on, or that she must learn something again about emotions. For example, I have heard from many of my clients that they have problems controlling their emotions, or they feel that they are controlled by their own feelings, or that they hate their big emotions, or she wants just to find a way not to feel something. So to me, these are just some dangerous phrases actually that harm people and their mental health. Well, let me say something before I come back to this very important point. First of all, it is important to know that it is totally normal to have all kinds of feelings regardless of how they feel, or which kind of physical sensations follow with them and sit in our bodies, right? So our brain is programmed in such a way that it generates all sorts of emotions, and this is actually a non-stop and ongoing process. In fact, emotion scripts and maps are written in our brain and nervous system and are with us since we are born, and they continue to get mobilized and move throughout our body every day and along in life. I have always said that I don't want to call difficult feelings negative ones, since there is no moral value of good or bad which is associated with feelings. Every feeling is precious, it's valuable, and is there and comes up for a reason. In other words, they have an important message and purpose. They have a mission. They function in a way that they consist of a content or meaning, and this meaning tries to find place and manifest itself in our conscious mind in order to tell us something very important. So they are our body compass, and they come up to show us directions, right? So they can say, here you should go back and take a pause, reflect, and find another way, or you are in the right path, just go ahead. So it means that your body is functioning well. Your nervous system is a healthy one and functions in a normal way, and that's why you have emotions. They prepare us to deal with important events without having to think about those situations. So there are basic emotions which are universal, such as happiness, sadness, anger, contempt, fear, surprise, disgust. However, their expression can vary widely across cultures and individuals. So, considering their important functions, calling emotions negative or wild or too much or unnecessary or whatever, which has a negative semantic load, would not be fair, I suppose. The more I learn and delve into a little deep topics of psychology and into my own inner world, the more I discover how important and vital role feelings play. And interestingly, or actually sadly, nearly all of us who struggle psychologically have some unconscious issues with our emotions. So I would like to remind you that there is nothing wrong with you or your emotions in case you feel often or too much of uncomfortable feelings. There is always a reason why they are there. There are things that come up every single day and constantly in life, like miscommunications, unfamiliar, stressful situations, conflicts, which can cause awkward situations for us, and they affect us, not only situations in life, but also our internal world, perceptions and activities, mental activities also influence us and cause again feelings, right? So sometimes we feel that we get overwhelmed by these feelings and want just to get rid of them. Maybe some of us wish that it was much better not to have feelings at all, right? So I think that it's not strange that many of us cannot like our feelings, or that we get overwhelmed when our body reacts after certain feelings, and therefore want to control these feelings. Usually when we say to control something, we refer to a hidden assumption or learning at the same time, and that is, this thing is at its nature something dangerous or wild or difficult to control, and so I have to do something with it, I have to control it, right? So this also may cause subtle unconscious fear about our feelings, and this fear can get reinforced negatively and get bigger following those times when we really become overwhelmed, overreact, or are experienced of others as someone who does not behave in appropriate manner because of our overreactions or emotional outbursts, right? So then we will end up having a negative loop of things here as we try harder next time to control or even stop our feelings. So the result of this process is that feelings try to take control of us. So the more we push them away, bottle them up, or avoid to effectively deal with them, the more control power we have delivered to them. So when feelings come up, they notice that you are at some point prepared to deal with them as if they are dangerous, they start taking over. It is as easy as that. So it means that our emotions influence our relationships and also our expectations, approaches, and overall mentalities in subtle ways. For example, many of us may feel that we do something wrong, or it's embarrassing if we feel bad or angry towards someone who we really care about or love or respect. It will be almost taboo for someone to feel in this way. And so instead of accepting and feeling that primary authentic emotion, he may feel ashamed or guilty about having this feeling, right? I remember that I had a client who said that she felt guilty about feeling frustration toward her lovely auntie. It was like she was not able to allow herself to feel like, since her aunt is an adorable person who has never been mean or wrong to her. So for her, it felt just wrong or unacceptable and overwhelming to think that she was very disappointed in her. So by not accepting this feeling, she pushed her feelings away constantly and then tried to get rid of them by not accepting them in her conscious mind. So, but the thing that happens in the backstage of our mind is, or in the subconscious level, is that these feelings do not disappear. They go into our subconscious, they continue living there, existing there, and they grow and so get worse. So since we have not paid attention and acknowledged them, instead we have shown them frequently that we do not like them and want to get rid of them, so they will come back. So interestingly, we don't even realize what is happening there until at some point, a timely occasion, when we get triggered, they bubble up to the surface and alter our perceptions of situation. This results in that we put ourselves in vulnerable positions in contact with other people and generally in interpersonal dynamics, right? For example, with our friends, our family members, or a partner. So it is about negative emotional reactions and not about emotions per se. So our behaviors, relationships, decisions, and mentalities will be affected by the way we approach and treat our own emotions. So the question is how to deal with these feelings, right? When they are around the corner. What we can concretely do to avoid pushing them away and hold us back from doing better things for ourselves and accept and process them. Of course, you need new strategies to help yourself, not to emotionally react to things that happen around you and people improperly. Here it comes, one basic one, but very powerful one, I suppose. The most important and constructive strategy is actually self-observation. It means that the next time you are triggered or you find yourself in an uncomfortable emotional state, take a minute to sit down, observe, and be curious to track and navigate your feelings instead of just pushing them away, reducing them, or trying to forget them, because it doesn't work. This is the first step in order to start getting familiar with your feelings and inner world. We have to start living by feeling. So maybe you have implicitly learned that it is not okay or does not help, for example, to cry. So now it is time to unlearn this one and be kind with yourself and your emotions. Cry if you want. Feel anger, frustration, or whatever is there, and acknowledge them. We do not need to do something to take a big action, very big or specific one when they are there, where our emotions are there. It is only about embracing and navigating and accommodating in our bodies, right? So the only thing that they demand is to be seen and to be recognized, to be acknowledged. So you have maybe experienced that by suppressing them, they will come back with more power, and this will make up a much more uncomfortable subjective experience for you. So, recipe is so simple, but it's magic. Just see and acknowledge them. Your emotions are like ocean waves, so you have to surf on them when they come. Try not to escape from them. They are a very natural part of us. I understand if you think it is not easy for you. Imagine that you just take them, accept them, especially if this has been an old way of dealing with feelings for you since childhood and over years. But believe me, that is the root of many psychological conditions and symptoms. Well, there are many practices and tools out there which we can start utilizing, but this one is a golden one to begin with. All of techniques are about shifting our attention inward and start daring to give more space to our own emotions. And there starts the journey of healing, always. So I hope that you find this helpful. And yeah, maybe I will come back with a new short video about emotions and new techniques, because that's a huge and important topic. So thank you for this time. Be well, take care of yourself, feel your life, stay in touch, and see you next time.